Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Baba Basra Daf Lamed Hey. We're going to start Daf Lamed Daled Omid Beis, 3 lines up. Two people are arguing about a ship or about a boat or about a piece of land, and they don't know who it is. Reuven says I got it from my father. Shimon says I got it from my father, and no one has eidim or any proof. Omar Rav Nachman called Darling Gava. That's the paskin, the one who's stronger wins. And we hope that the one who's right is going to win. Maishno, says the Gemara, Maishno, why is this different? We have Reuven, who gave a present with a star, a field, to Shimon and to Levi, and on the document it both says the same date, Aleph Nisan. So we don't know who's earlier in the day, and even if we know who's earlier in the day, Rashbam explains it's not a raya, because even if he gave it to Shimon earlier and to Levi later, since in the star doesn't say the exact hour, the star is only chal at the end of that Aleph Nisan, and therefore they come together, and therefore we have a big suffix. What do we do? So says the Gemara, Lamed Hayomi Aleph, the Rav Omar Echorku. Rav said in such a case you split this field and you give it to Reuven half and to Shimon half. The Shmuel Omar Shuda the Daini. Best they look into it and they estimate who is the more sensible that Reuven's giving the present. Is he more close to Shimon? Is he closer to Levi? And best they're gonna, by estimate, they're gonna decide who we should give it to. Because if we give a half-half, if you're sure doing something wrong, it's all Shimon's, all Levi's. How could you give a half-half? Rav says, no, you split, because then each one gets half, because we're in a suffix. The shaila is a bit like a philosophical question. When you have two options, one option is for sure to do something that's half right and half wrong. That's what Rav says, you should do half-half, even though that's for sure wrong, but each one gets partly. And that means we should go after the gray areas, because we don't know, and there each one gets off. And Shmuel says, no, we want to do all black, all white. We want to do the right thing. We prefer going 100% to Shimon or 100% to Levi, and all will do the right thing, or we'll totally do the wrong thing. But at least if we do the right thing, we'll be totally right. That's a shayla. So that's a machloikis between Rav and Shmuel. And by us, we're asking why the difference. By us, we said called darling Vara, and by Shtei Shtaretz Hayotzim, we say Yachloiku or Shuda the Daini. Said the Gemara Teretz, Hosom over there by the star Leka Lemekem Alo, you could never work out. As we said, even if Shimon brings Eidim that he was earlier than Levi, it's still not Shimon's. We have a suffix that stays forever. So therefore, best then have to pass him this way or another. Hosom Leka Lemekem Alo de Milsa, Hachab over here, Eke Lemekem Alo de Milsa. One day, one of them is going to bring Eidim that Chilavoisai, or the other one, and we can pass him. And therefore, until we don't know, it's all suffix that's going to stay forever. So therefore, Bezdin don't need to paskin until someone could bring a proof. But in the case where you could never bring a proof, so Bezdin have to paskin already now, and they say 50-50 or should they dining. That's a difference. Said the Gemara, why is our case that we said called the Alim Gvara different to the case that we learned in Baba Mitzia? That it says, someone who swapped the cow with a donkey, and now the cow is over here, and he did Meshich on the donkey, and the cow was nikna to the other person. The one who did Meshich on the donkey, the cow was nikna to the other person, V'yolda, now had a baby. Someone sold his woman slave, and the woman slave is not in front of us. And then when we come to the place where the woman slave is, we see she had a baby. The seller says, before the sale happened, the baby was born, and therefore the baby of the donkey, or the baby of the cow, or the baby of the shivcha belongs to me, because I never sold it. And the buyer says, only after I bought the cow, or only after I bought the slave, only then the baby was born, and therefore the baby belongs to me. Says the mission over there, you split it, and why by us do we say that we say kol dalin gavar? What's the difference? Said the Gemara, Hosom over there, la hai islay dro der amoina, vela hu islay dro der amoina. They both have when Bezdin look at it, they have a suffix. We know it's or Reuven the seller, or Shimon the buyer. It's one of those two, so we don't know. We say achloiku, but we know that they both have a shaykhus to this baby. It's all the sellers that was born before the sale, all the buyers that was born after the sale. But over here, Lav demar, lo demar. It's or Reuven's or Shimon's. There's no shaykhs. There's no suffix over here. We don't know that really belongs to both. We don't know that it belonged to any of them. Said the Gemara, Amri Naradori say in boy echad min hashuk ve'echzik. But what in a case that we said called Dalin Gova between Reuven and Shimon, and came Levi and he grabbed it. Ein moitzi moisim yodu. We don't take it away from Levi because since we don't know that it's really Reuven's or Shimon's, so Levi could hold it even though the Levi doesn't have any taina. Levi just grabbed it and he says, "I'm stronger." The Tony Rab Chia, and he brings a raya from the Bryce of Rab Chia. It says, Gaston Sharabim, someone who stole something that belongs to a few people and we don't know really who it belongs to. That's the way Naradori learned this Bryce. So Lav Shmei Gaston, Besdin or non Niskak to take away. If Reuven stole something from Shimon, Besdin is going to take it away from Reuven and give it back to Shimon. But here Levi stole it from Reuven and Shimon, and we don't really know if it belongs to Reuven and Shimon. So Rab Chia says, Gazan Shirab, and Lashmi Gazan, Besdin don't deal with him, they leave it by Levi. Rav Ashi says, he argues, Rashi Oma, Loilam Shmei Gazan, for sure if you steal something that we know belongs all to Reuven, all to Shimon, we have to give it back to Reuven and Shimon and let them do call the Alin Gova, but Levi has nothing to do with it. Umalo Shmei Gazan, what's pshat in the Bryce of Rab Chia that it says Gazan Shirabim Lo Shmei Gazan, it means a whole different pshat, Shaloi Nisan Eshavim. If let's say someone has a shop and he sells tomatoes over there per kilo, 10 shekel a kilo, and his scales don't weigh a kilo, they weigh only 800 grams. So every person who buys a kilo, he's stealing from him 200 grams. He's charging for something that he's not giving. And now after a while, he wants to do tshuva. He can't do tshuva. Lav shmei gazlan, that means he can't do tshuva. Normally a gazlan, it's a lav anita say that if you steal osher v'sagzela asher goza, but here you can't give back the gzela because you don't remember all the people who bought by you tomatoes in the past 5 years, so you can't do a shava. That's what it means, Gazan Sharabin. I mean, they stole from many people and you don't know who you stole from. Not like how we explained before, that means you stole something from people who don't know who it belongs to. No, you know they belong to them. You stole 200 grams for each one, but you just don't remember who the people are. It means you can't do a shava. And therefore, by us, where you stole it from Reuven and Shimon, and we don't know if it's Reuven or Shimon's, but it's for sure not Levi's, because Levi is not tiny that it's always his. Therefore, we take it away from Levi and we give it to Reuven and Shimon to do called the Alin Gova. We learned in the Mishnah Cheskofson Sholo Yishonim Yoim Liyoim that Chazaka on many things of 3 years. Omer Rabba. So we have here, let's say Reuven who's tiring that Shimon's in his field, he's a Gazlin, and Shimon says, no, I bought it off you, and Shimon's been in the field for 3 years, he has a Chazaka. Says Rabba, if Shimon could bring a raya that Reuven helped him carry Sana de Peri, a basket of Paris, and helped him carry it to his house, Le'alta straight away have a chazaka, because what is Reuven tiring? Shimon Yagazlin. Shimon has aiding that Reuven helped Shimon carry these fruit to his house. Would Reuven help someone who stole his field to help him carry the fruit into his house? For sure not. So in such a case, straight away Shimon has chazaka, he doesn't need to wait 3 years. Omer of Zvid, Vim Toan, if Reuven is tiring, not you to Shimon, not your Gazlan, but he's tiring the Omar, and he says the parents are additive. He says, you know why I let Shimon was in my field because I rented him my piece of land to eat pears, but I never sold it to him, and he's not Gazlan, but I rented it to him, and that's why I helped him carry fruit into his house because he was my tenant. Ne'emon, so Reuven's Ne'emon, and if Shimon doesn't have a chazaka of 3 years, we give back the field to Reuven and also the fruit, and there's no chazaka. V'hani mili this that Reuven could say that I gave Shimon the field for Perez b'toich sholosh. That's if it's before 3 years. Avalachar sholosh, if it's Shimon's been in the field for 3 years, and now Reuven Tain says, I rented it to him for 3 years. We don't believe Reuven. Omale Rav Ashi Rav Kana. So Rav Ashi asked Rav Kana Shaila, if really a case that Reuven rented to Shimon his field for 3 years, how could Reuven stop Shimon tiring after 3 years that he rented off the field that he bought off him and he has chazaka? What could he do against that? So Rav Kana told Rav Ashi, if Reuven rents his field to Shimon for 3 years, he should do mecha and shout announce in shul after davening, you know that Shimon's in my field, it's because I rented him my field, not because I sold it to him. If you won't say this, ani mashkanta the surah, mashkin, that someone gives a loan. Reuven gives a loan to Shimon £1 million, and Shimon gives Reuven his field, and they do an agreement that it says in it, the Kosabu, that it says in it, B'mishlim shanya ilin, after 10 years, let's say, Tepuk Ara, this land should go back to me, Dobeloi Kesef, without paying you, because every year that you have my fields worth £100,000, 10 years is £1 million, and therefore the field goes back to me. If the one who's the malve, and he has a field for 10 years, hides the shtar that said that this field's a mashkin, the Oma, and he says, Lekucha Ibioti, and he says, I bought it. It's not mashkin, I bought it, and there's no shtar. Where's my shtar? I lost my shtar. Ochinami de Meheman, will we believe him? How does that make sense? Mitaken Rabbonon midi dosibedele. They say that would Rabbonon be mitaken this mashkanta the surah that is a malva kitaina, he bought it and he could steal the field? Would Rabbonon make such a takona? How does it make sense? Ella, what's the solution? We say to the loiva, you have to make a machal before 3 years. Make a machal and say that this guy who's in my field, this malva, he's a malva, he didn't buy off me. Ochenami, also here, when a guy rents his friend his field, he needs to make a machal to say to everyone, I rented it to him and I didn't buy it and I didn't sell it, and therefore everyone knows that he doesn't have a chazaka, and therefore if 3 years comes and this guy says he bought it, he doesn't have a chazaka because the original owner, the Morikama, did a machal. Thank you very much.